Mhm. There we go. Okay, so welcome. Thank you for joining me this evening. Um, the very first thing that I would like to chat about is kind of well, I'm in a really good mood tonight. And sometimes when I'm trying to plan a class and get in the mood, it's kind of fun, especially for yoga, to throw on some kind of upbeat music and just flow it out and feel what feels right, and what flows together well. And so while I was kind of doing that tonight, I was jamming out, and there was just this big smile plastered all over my face. And I was just so excited to share that energy with you guys tonight. And so I kind of wanted to bring the concept of joy to our practice this evening. So I think that it's an appropriate season to consider the emotion of joy, especially in such a weird year like this. And so I have a couple of questions for you to consider throughout our practice, or throughout the rest of your week, because they were some that I had to think about a little bit, or some that I'm looking forward to kind of analyzing as I move through the rest of my week. And the first, focusing on joy, is what is the last thing that made you joyful? And it could be something super small, like getting a package in the mail, or getting to see a friend, or getting a message from someone that you haven't heard from in a while. Or it could be something a little bit bigger in your life, if you had some kind of big joyful life event happen this week, or this month. And the second question is, who is the last person that brought you joy? And again, take that for what it means. So whether it was virtually or in person, what's the last thing that made you genuinely smile? So you were like me this evening, flowing through some yoga, and I had a big smile on my face. I didn't even notice it. So as you move through the rest of your week, when you catch yourself grinning at something, what is it? And what is the last thing that caught you off guard and made you genuinely laugh? So that really joyful, like, belly laugh that you've got. It's a joke, a comment, whatever it might have been. So just a couple of questions to consider as you move throughout your practice this evening, maybe for the past week or so. And then some to consider as you move forward, as you catch yourself experiencing those emotions, those genuine smiles, those genuine moments of laughter and joy, just to kind of revel in that a little bit, because I think it's important to take those small moments, and notice them, especially in a season like the holidays, in a year like 2020. That being said, let's start to get moving here, this evening. So from our comfortable seated position, I just want to start off with that scan of the body. And as always, take a couple of moments to find a range of motion that feels right for you this evening. So whether it be a spinal twist, a lateral bend, maybe you take the legs out long and it's a forward fold, whatever kind of range of motion is going to feel good, just to get us started this evening. As always, this is your practice, and so starting it off on a good note is always important. So just take a little bit of time to play around with that, take that scan of the body, notice how you're feeling this evening, notice where those points of tension are, notice what ranges maybe feel particularly good, or what ranges feel a little bit tighter than normal. And let's take about 3 or 4 more nice deep breaths wherever you are. Maybe it's still in center, maybe it's, like I said, that final twist, that lower body stretch, whatever works. Let's get about 2 more nice deep breaths here. After that last one, just go ahead and bring it on back to that center, nice, easy seated position, as always, whatever that means for you, so the legs don't need to be crossed. We'll start off here with just 2 ranges of motion, and then we will transition over, and kind of start to get moving a little bit. The first one, I don't like to start my practice without a spinal twist, so let's start off with a spinal twist. Go ahead and give me that big inhale for that long spine. If you like to use your arms, feel free to take them up overhead here as well. With that exhale, go ahead and turn to that first side. Take that opposite side hand around to the outside of the leg, and the same side hand around behind. And then I just want you to, once again, as always, take it at your own pace. So use this as part of your practice. That inhale brings you through center. That exhale brings you to that other side, or maybe you need a little bit longer of a hold in one direction or the other. Just kind of feel it out, see what pace feels right for your breath, for your body this evening. Making sure you're finding that long spine through center. So once again, if bringing those arms up with each twist reminds you of that, feel free to bring that in and use that for the whole thing or for whichever amount of this you would like. Let's take about 2 more nice deep breaths here. So about once more in each direction if you're flowing with each breath. If you need to even up, make sure you hit that second side one final time. Feel free to do that. And then find that one final inhale to bring that torso back to center. And then that exhale releases the shoulders, releases the arms, kind of brings that comfort back in. The other thing that I would like to start off by warming up is the head and the neck, because we've got a little bit of the whole rest of the body for my next position. So let's just start with that little half circle. Find that inhale once again for that long spine. With that exhale, go ahead and drop the chin to the chest. And then nice and easy side to side, pull that right ear towards that right shoulder. As always, you can look a little bit up if that feels good, or you can take those hands down to your side to intensify. And then that half circle, so go ahead and bring it right back through center, left ear to left shoulder, and then that nice, easy side to side. Once again, taking this at your own pace, find a range and a pace that works for you and your practice this evening. A couple times as you breathe here. Excellent. Go ahead and take 2 more nice deep breaths. With that final exhale, just go ahead and set that chin back down towards the chest. And then give me that inhale to bring that head back up nice and alrighty, so let's go ahead and make our transition over to our kind of starting range of motion here. We're gonna flip it over to hands and knees and get started from there with a couple of easy warm-up stretches, and then we'll get into that flow. So take your time bringing it on over, make those adjustments. When you get there, as usual, we'll go into that cat and cow. So get those wrists right underneath those shoulders, or maybe a little bit out in front if the wrists are a little tight today, and the knees right under the hips. And then with that inhale, we're dropping the belly towards the floor, lifting the hips and maybe the chin if that feels right. And then with our exhale, we're rounding the spine up towards the ceiling, tucking the chin in towards the chest, and tucking that pelvis underneath. So once again, at your own pace, at the pace of your breath, go ahead and find a couple of times in each direction there. Finding that nice, easy flow, that spinal range of motion just as we get started here. Fabulous. Go ahead and find 2 more nice deep breaths in this range of motion. After that last deep breath, just go ahead and bring the spine back to neutral, that nice center position. Alrighty, when you get there, we're just gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna do a little core warm up with our bird dogs. So go ahead, we're gonna start with our right hand and our left leg. We've got that inhale for our extension. So we're looking for a lot of length from fingertips to toes, not a lift, but a lengthen. And then go ahead and pull the elbow and the knee together or set those down and switch sides. If you're doing all one side like I am, I will let you know when we're at that halfway. Then you can switch to that left hand and that right knee. If you prefer to switch with each breath, please also feel free to do that. Just finding that core lengthening and strengthening, and then pulling the belly button in towards the spine as we pull the elbow and the knee towards each other. Using your breath to guide you the same way as you did in that cat and cow. And like I said, we're looking for length from fingertips to toes, not that lift. So there shouldn't be a huge arch in your spine when you're lengthened. From here, go ahead and take 2 more times if you're doing that single side, and then switch it up to that left hand and that right leg. So finish those last 2 and then go ahead and set down and switch it up. If you're alternating, just go ahead and keep moving, keep breathing. Once again, this is kind of at your own pace. So take it however fast or slow you need to this evening. Fabulous, excellent. Still looking for that length, not that lift, and thinking about that core. So as you lengthen, we're still keeping a strong core, but then as you pull it in, belly button comes in towards the spine. Try and just find that little bit of intensity in this movement. Go ahead and find 2 more on this side, or finish out those last 2 alternating to finish that, and then bring that hand and knee back down or back in that nice center neutral position, hands and knees. All right, from here, we're just gonna play around with it a little bit with some hip circles. So I'm almost gonna transition through my child's pose. So I'm just gonna widen my knees a little bit. If you'd like to keep yours right where you are, that's totally fine. I'm just gonna move my hips in a nice circle. So to the left, down back into that child's pose, over to the right and back up. And then I'm just gonna bring it back around that opposite direction. So over to the right, down and around, through center, and back up. So go ahead and just kind of play around with that. Find whatever range of motion works for you. So if it's maybe a little smaller, you're not quite bringing those hips back towards the heels, that's okay. If it maybe is a little bit bigger and you keep the knees in and you almost come down through that cobra, that's also fabulous. Once again, this is your practice, so just take that range of motion that works for you this evening. Making sure that you're either alternating sides, or if you were doing all one direction, go ahead and switch it up right now. We're at about our halfway point of this range of motion. Fabulous. Go ahead and take 2 more nice deep breaths wherever you are. Finish out those last couple little circles. And then bring it back to that centered hands and knees. When I get there, since I widened my knees a little bit, I'm just gonna bring them in underneath my hips. We're gonna work on that transition from our child's pose to our cobra. So that nice, easy warm up. We're exhaling to sit those hips back towards the heels. And then we're inhaling to press those hips down towards the floor. You can find that cobra if that's an okay intensity, or you can always bend those elbows and find that baby cobra. And then just go ahead and flow a couple times each direction at your own pace. Pressing it back, finding that nice stretch through the lower back, through the shoulders, through the chest, and then pressing it forward, hips towards the floor. And if an inhale to press back and an exhale to press forward feels a little bit better, I also want to encourage you to take that, still flowing with your breath, but if it's a little bit different than what I'm saying, that's okay. Kind of flowing with what feels right there. Go ahead and give me 2 more nice deep breaths, finding that range, and then we'll meet back in that child's pose. And when you get to that child's pose, we'll take a couple moments there. So if, like me, you like your knees to be a little bit wider when you reach that point, I want to invite you to find that. Sit those hips back towards the heels. Take that nice big stretch. Maybe the forehead meets the mat. Maybe you bend at the elbows, bring the hands to the shoulders. Maybe you circle those arms around behind and find that bind behind the back. Wherever you feel right here is fine. Just taking a couple of nice deep breaths in this child's pose. Maybe you walk those hands a little bit side to side. Once again, feeling it out. A lot of things that you've got a lot of options for today. I invite you to feel out what feels right and take them as you need to. Stillness is also always an option. If that regular child's pose right down center is what's perfect for you, I invite you to stay right there. Let's take 2 more nice deep breaths. Wherever you found that child's pose, whatever version of it, those last 2 breaths here. Excellent. Go ahead and lengthen those arms if you bent them or brought them around behind the back. If you were walking them side to side, bring them back to center. We're going to press it forward into that cobra or that baby cobra. So as I bring my hips up, once again, I'm just going to pull my knees in slightly, press the hips down towards the mat, and find that nice front side body stretch. Now, as always, the elbows can bend if you need that baby cobra, or if you're looking for that higher intensity, you can keep that chest lifted. And then from here, let's take that transition to our first down dog of the evening. So go ahead and curl those toes under, press those hips up and back. Once again, we'll take a couple moments here. So find whatever you need to. Maybe it's a pedal of the heels. Maybe you've got that generous bend in those knees and you're just working right down center. Maybe the neck and the head are feeling a little bit tight. So you find a nice, easy, slow yes or no range of motion with the head. Once again, feeling it out, feel what feels right. We'll take about 4 nice deep breaths in this first down dog of the evening. Fabulous. About 2 more, and then we're actually going to bring those knees back down. So if the wrists are not quite warmed up yet for this down dog, that's okay. We'll give them a little bit of time here after that last breath. Nice and gently, go ahead and set those knees down right underneath it, back in that hands and knees position. All right, from here, we're going to find a little bit of a chest stretch, chest warm up. I want you to take those fingertips and turn them to face the left and right. So they're facing out away from the center line of the body. And then I'm just going to walk them slightly outside of the mat. So mine are going to be about a hand width outside of the mat. And from this, you'll be able to kind of feel it out and see what's going to work for you. We're going to bend one elbow and lengthen through the other side. So I'm going to bend my left elbow and lengthen through my right arm. So it's kind of a twist, a chest stretch. If that doesn't feel quite right through that left elbow, you can turn those fingertips to face forward as you bend the elbow and still open through the right side. From here, we're just going to do a nice, easy side to side range of motion. So bending one elbow and then the other, moving side to side in that chest stretch. And once again, if something feels a little bit off, feel free to modify this into a version that will feel right. So you don't need to bring the chest all the way down to the floor or the head all the way down to the floor. You could turn the fingers a little bit to a diagonal if that's going to feel better. Taking about 3 or 4 nice deep breaths in this one. So kind of that chest opener without that same spinal twist that we might usually find with this exercise. All right, go ahead and take one more nice deep breath, even out if you need to, and then bring it right back to center at hands and knees position. All righty, excellent. And we're just going to take one more moment for a little warm up of those wrists. So I invite you to choose any of these 3 following options. I'm going to walk my hands out just a little bit, and I'm just going to find a front to back range of motion. So pressing backwards just slightly, and then keeping the palms planted as I press a little bit further forward than is comfortable. So it's not painful, but it's just a slightly uncomfortable range of motion. So just getting that little bit of warm up, that pressure into those wrists. Your second option is just kind of to move around right underneath those shoulders. So maybe it feels good to press the back of the hand onto the mat. Maybe it feels good, once again, to turn those hands out, finding a couple of different ranges of motion. If that first one felt good, feel free to keep going with that. And then your third option is to set the hips back towards the heels and just find a couple of nice, easy wrist circles in each direction. Again, if that first one felt particularly good, you're welcome to keep going with that and switch it to this. If you're feeling better, just kind of feeling it out, finding that stretch, feel free to keep going with that. And if those circles are going to feel good, we're taking about 3 or 4 nice deep breaths here to finish off our warm up before we really get moving. Excellent. Go ahead and take 2 more nice deep breaths. Finishing out that final range of motion. Find that final thing that'll feel good for those wrists. If you were on them that whole time and you want to give them a tiny break, you can sit back, give them that little break. And then we're going to bring it back into that down dog. So I invite you to go ahead and plant those hands, curl those toes under, press those hips up and back. Now, the first thing that we're going to work on that's going to be a little more challenging today is we're going to work on that transition from our 3-legged dog to our lunge. So we're going to use that transitional time for our half mountain climber 3 times. The 4th time will bring us to our lunge. So first and foremost, let's take it into that 3-legged dog. Right foot presses up and back. Keep those ears between the biceps, keep that nice long line. From here, we've got our half mountain climber. So I want you to bend that left knee just slightly. Bend the right knee as you pull it under the chest. And we're just pulling the knee to right in between those elbows and then pressing right back up. So right back up into that 3-legged dog. We've got that twice more. Bend the left knee just slightly. Bring it forward. Give me a little pause at the front end this time. And then press it up and back. One more time, just like that, but give me a little bit longer of a pause. So bend the left knee, sweep the right leg forward, take that longer pause. Can you pull the knee closer to the chest here? And then press it up and back. Final time here. And then this time we're going to take it into that lunge. So bend the left knee, sweep it forward. When you get there, make that adjustment if you need to step it forward into our lunge. Make the adjustment from here so that the ankle is under the knee. And then go ahead and set that left knee down and let the top of that left foot meet the mat. All right, from this low lunge position, we're going to take a moment and sweep those arms up. So I want you to tense through the core, lift up nice and high, Maybe you feel this pretty intensely like I do in the hip flexor. Maybe you feel it a little bit differently. That's okay. Let's take those arms into a cactus. Bend at the elbows, open through the chest. Take just a moment here. Next inhale, lengthens them up nice and long. And then our exhale brings those hands back down to the mat. Fabulous. Let's go ahead and curl that left toe under and lift the knee. We're going to take one spinal twist here. So keep that left hand planted. Open that right arm up. Exhale, bring that right hand back down to the mat. Tense through the core. Find your balance. Inhale, sweep the arms up. We're in that crescent lunge. Now let's take just a moment here. Find your balance. Find your strong core. Find your long torso. See what kind of range of motion the shoulders have tonight. So maybe they're a little closer to the ears than they normally are. Maybe they're a little further front if the shoulders are feeling a little tender and sore today. That's okay. Fabulous. Next, we're going to bring it into our pyramid. So I want you to lengthen that right leg. And then for me, I have to step my left leg in just a little bit. So I'm going to take a half step in so I can plant my left foot. And then we're going to just fold forward, press those hips back. We're in that pyramid. However deep you can go into this with that long front leg. So if your fingertips don't even quite reach that knee, that's okay. Maybe that's super intense. Maybe you bring them down a little bit further. You've got that forward fold, that super intense hamstring stretch on that right leg. Excellent. From here, we're going to bring it into our half split. So I just going to bring my fingertips out in front of my toes. I'm going to lift my left leg and press those toes up as far towards the ceiling as I can, which doesn't look much like a split, but that's okay. From here, let's step it back into our lunge once again. Left toes come down, heel stays up, right knee bends. Sweep those arms up, bring it into that crescent. Let's go through warrior two and peaceful. Turn the left heel down, open the arms up. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back into our peaceful. Let's cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel lifts. Let's do that same thing one more time. Inhale, sweeps the arms up into that crescent. Warrior two to peaceful. Turn the left heel down, open the arms, flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel. From here, let's step it back into that downward facing dog. Right foot goes back to meet the left. Fabulous. So from this position, you can take your child's pose. You can keep it right here, or you can find that low flow. We will be going twice through that low flow if you're joining me in that. So you've got those three options for that low flow. Let's find that exhale to float the shoulders out over the wrists, toes or knees. Chaturanga, keep the elbows close. Inhale, presses the chest up. Up dog, cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, turns the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. One more time through if you're finding that flow. Keep it right where you are for those other two options. Exhale, shoulders or wrists, toes or knees, we lower. Inhale, presses chest up, cobra or up dog. Exhale, turns the toes over, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Fabulous. All right, if you found that child pose, go ahead and bring it on up into that downward facing dog. We're gonna go ahead to the top of the mat. So go ahead and bend those knees and step them forward to meet those hands. Take a moment here. Find maybe a nice bend in those knees. Maybe you let the head and neck relax and release. Maybe you've got that rag doll where that opposite elbow meets that opposite hand. Nice and easy side to side. Whatever's going to work for you there. Take a moment, feel it out, feel what feels right. Fabulous. We're going to find a halfway lift. So if you found those opposite elbows, go ahead and release those fingertips, bring it back to center. Our inhale brings us to our halfway lift. Find that flat back, that long spine. Our exhale folds us forward. This time we're going to move it through chair. So sweep the arms up, sink the hips back into that chair pose. Excellent. Super brief this first time. So our next inhale stands us up nice and tall. We're in that extended mountain. And those arms come down and around. From here, we've got a lateral stretch once in each direction. Inhale takes the arms out and up. Exhale, right hand comes down, left arm comes up over top. Inhale through center, same thing, second side. Left arm comes down, right arm comes up over top. Inhale through center. Exhale, circle the arms down and around. We're going to do two more nice deep breaths. We're going to find kind of a sweeping deep breath though. So I want you to use this in whatever expression of this feels big and joyful and sweeping. So for mine, I'm going to get a little bend in the knees. We're going to sweep the arms. I'm going to kind of play around with it. I want you to do the same. We've got two of them all the way up, all the way back down. Next inhale, go ahead and find it. Inhale sweeps us out and up. When you get to the top, stretch nice and long, maybe a little baby back bend. Exhale brings the arms down and around. One more time, just like that, big sweeping deep breath. Find whatever expression of that seems to work for you this evening. Big inhale takes us up nice and long. Exhale brings those arms down and around. Fabulous. We're going to move it on back to the beginning. So give me an inhale, take the arms out. No. Exhale folds us forward, forward fold. Excellent. We're going to step it back nice and long into our high push-up plank position. So bend those knees if you need to, plant the hands, step the feet back. Those hips are nice and low. Excellent. Drop those knees nice and easy into our hands and knees position. We're going to take just a moment for that chest stretch, that beginning stretch. So turn those fingertips to face out. Take those hands a little bit outside the mat. Just about 4 nice deep breaths here, side to side. Find that chest stretch. Bend the elbow. Take it at your own pace. You don't have to move with each breath. You can, whatever works here. Take that moment, feel it out, play around with it. One more nice deep breath, finishing out, evening up, and then bringing it back to center. Excellent. When you get there, we're just going to find a nice little easy couple of circles. So same as before, pressing into that child's pose, or maybe not quite all the way there. If you need to adjust those knees, feel free. We've got those nice, easy little circles side to side, making sure you switch it back and forth. Getting those hips going, warmed up and moving. Fabulous. 2 more nice deep breaths here. Make sure you switch sides if you weren't alternating. Excellent. Go ahead and bring it back to that hands and knees. Twice in each direction. We've got that child's pose to cobra. So press those hips back and then press them forward into our cobra or baby cobra. One more time, press them back. Child's pose. Forward, cobra, baby cobra. From here, down dog. Curl those toes under, press those hips up and back. All right, you guys, we've got that half mountain climber. So we've got our 3-legged dog first. Other leg, left leg. Let's take it up and back. Take that pause here. Now, once again, we've got 3 halfway and then our fullest extent to bring us to our lunge. Bend the right knee, bring the left knee in between those elbows, take that little tiny pause, and then press it up and back. Same thing twice more. Bend the right knee, sweep it forward, maybe a little longer pause here, take that second, and then press it up and back. Last time, we're gonna find that little bit of a lift. So bend the right knee, sweep it forward. When you get to the front, that little pause, can you lift the knee a little closer to the chest, and then press it up and back one more time. Here we go, let's take it all the way into that lunge. Sweep that leg forward, plant it down, take that right knee to the mat, top of the foot meets the mat. Sweep the arms up, we're in that low lunge. Excellent, from here, we're gonna take it into those cactus arms. So go ahead and bend those elbows, open up through that chest nice and wide. Excellent, next inhale takes it up nice and long, and then go ahead and fold it forward. Curl the toes under, lift that back knee, keep the right hand down, open up through the left arm, spinal twist. Super brief here, just once. Exhale, brings that hand back down. We're taking it up into our crescent. So find your balance, inhale, sweeps the arms up. Excellent. Find that strong core. Check out those shoulders once again, see how they're feeling. We're gonna take this into our pyramid. So go ahead and lengthen that left leg. Again, if you need to, like me, step that foot in just a little bit. And then we're going to fold it forward into that pyramid stretch. So a nice big stretch for that left leg this time. Once again, if you need a little less fold, a little bit less intense, that's fine. If you want a little more fold, a little bit more intense, that's also fabulous. Excellent. We're going to take this into our half split. That doesn't need to necessarily look like a split. So get those fingertips out a little bit further in front of the toes. Lift the right foot up nice and long. And then we're stepping it back into that lunge. Right toes come down, heel stays up. Inhale sweeps us up into our crescent. We've got that little flow. Turn the right heel down, open the arms up. Peace, warrior. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Cartwheel it down, left hand, right heel. Same thing, once again, sweep it up into crescent. Warrior 2, turn the right heel down, open those arms up. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Peaceful. Cartwheel it down, left hand, right heel. Step it back into our downward facing dog. Left foot goes back to meet the right. Fabulous. You can stay here. You can find child's pose, or you can find that twice through our low flow. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, chaturanga, toes or knees, high to low. Press the chest up, cobra, baby cobra, up dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Same thing one more time if you're moving with me here. Float the shoulders out over the wrists. Toes or knees, high to low, chaturanga. Chest presses up. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, downward facing dog. If you found that child's pose, go ahead and meet us right there, down dog. Bend those knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet the hands, forward fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift, nice flat back on the spine. Exhale, fold it forward. We've got that chair pose next. Inhale, sweeps the arms up, sinks the hips back. Excellent. A little bit less brief this time. Can you get those hips a little bit lower? Keep that spine super long. Again, give those shoulders that leeway if they need it. If they don't, lift it up a little. Next inhale, stands us up nice and tall. Exhale, brings those arms down and around. Lateral stretch once in each direction. Inhale, sweeps us up. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up over top. Inhale brings us through center. Same thing, second side. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up over top. Inhale brings us back up to center. Exhale circles us down and around. We've got those sweeping nice deep breaths, so find your iteration of that. Our inhale sweeps us up, nice and long. Exhale brings those arms down and around. Again, like that. Inhale sweeps us up. Exhale takes those arms down. This last time, we're going to fold it forward. Inhale takes us up. Exhale folds us forward. Fabulous. Step those feet back into that plank. And then nice and easy, set those knees down right underneath those hips. All right, fabulous. We've got a couple more minutes. We're going to do just a little bit more movement in this practice. And as always, we've got our extra 20 minutes if you are able to join us. So from here, we're going to take it right into that child's pose to cobra flow that we started off with. So go ahead and exhale, press the hips back towards the heels. Inhale, press the hips forward into that cobra. We're going to do that one more time in each direction. Exhale, presses the hips back towards the heels. Inhale, presses us forward into cobra. This one's going to take us into that downward facing dog. Turn the toes over, press the hips up and back. Excellent. We've got that right leg, three-legged dog to half mountain climber 3 times, and then into our low lunge. So three-legged dog presses it up and back. Let's bring it out halfway. Bend the left knee, bring the knee forward between those elbows, and then press it up and back. Twice more, just like that. Find a little pause at the tail end. Bend the left knee, bring it forward, knee between the elbows, little pause, press it up and back. Final time, just like that, finding that little lift. Bend the knee halfway out. Can you lift the knee towards the chest a little bit? And then press it up and back. Nice, that's a challenging one. You guys are awesome. Bend the knee, sweep it forward, plant it down into our lunge. Make that adjustment if you need it. Let the left knee meet the mat. Top of the left foot meets the mat. Sweep the arms up. Cactus those arms. Bend at the elbows, open through the chest. Inhale, takes them up. Fold it forward, plant the hands. Curl the left toe under. Lift the knee. Brief spinal twist. Left hand stays down, right arm opens up. Exhale, brings that right hand back down. We're into that crescent. Sweep the arms up. Bend through that right knee. Pyramid comes next. Lengthen that right leg. Step it in halfway if you need to. Fold it forward. Find that nice big stretch through that right leg. Excellent. Half split comes next. Walk those fingertips forward. Bring that left leg up nice and long. And then step it back. We're back in that crescent. Curl that toe under. Sweep those arms up. Warrior 2 to peaceful. Turn the left heel down, open the arms up. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. Cartwheel it all the way down. Right hand, left heel. Same thing, sweep it up into crescent. Warrior 2, into peaceful. Turn the left heel down, open the arms up, flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel. Step that right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Once again, you can pause here. You can find child's pose, or if we're finding that flow, we're just finding it once through this time. Exhale, flip those shoulders out over those wrists, toes or knees, high to low, chaturanga. Inhale, presses the chest up. Cobra or up dog, turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. If you found that child's pose, go ahead and find that down dog. And then hop those feet forward to meet the hands, forward fold. We're gonna go right into those lateral stretches when we reach the top. Halfway lift first though. Nice flat back on spine. Exhale, folds it forward. We've got our chair pose next. Inhale, sweeps us up, sinks the hips back. Fabulous. Exhale, sinks us a little deeper into it. Inhale, stands us up nice and tall. Take it up long. Lateral stretch, right hand down, left arm over top. Inhale through center, same thing, second side. Left hand down, right arm up over top. Inhale through center. Exhale, fold it forward. Fabulous. Step those feet back nice and long, high plank position. Set those knees down super gently, hands and knees. Child's pose to cobra, hips back towards the heels. Press it forward into cobra. One more time, just like that. Hips back towards the heels. Press it forward into cobra. Fabulous, you guys. From here, downward facing dog, turn the toes over, hips up and back. Three-legged dog to half mountain climber. Here we go. Left foot up and back. Bend the right knee 3 times forward, halfway, bringing that knee between those elbows. Here's that first little pause. Press it up and back. Here comes that second. Take it out. Little pause. Press it up and back. Third and final time with this. Halfway out. Find that little lift of the knee. Can you pull it towards the chest a little bit? And then press it up and back. Last time there. And then let's take it into that low lunge. Bend the knee, sweep the foot forward, plant it down. Knee meets the mat, top of the foot meets the mat. Inhale, sweeps it up. Excellent. Cactus arms open through the chest. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, folds it forward. Plant that right hand. Oh, curl the right toes under, lift the knee. Right hand goes down, left arm opens up. Exhale brings us back down. Let's sweep it up into crescent. Fabulous. Let's find that pyramid. Lengthen the left leg, step halfway in if you need to. Exhale, fold us forward. Let's take this forward into that half split. Fingertips out, lift that right leg. And this time we're just going to step to the top of that mat because we're almost out of time for this first practice. So just bring that right foot down next to the left. We'll finish out that sequence in the second practice if you'll be joining me. Let's find our halfway lift, nice flat back, long spine. Fold it forward, final chair pose, sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Excellent, give me a big inhale, stand it up super tall. Pull the palms together, bring the hands down to heart center. All right, we aren't gonna pick quite exactly back up because I just wanna give us a couple moments to recenter. So let's start with those sweeping deep breaths. We've got whatever that bend in the knees needs to be, however big you want those arms to be. Maybe you add a little back bend at the tail end. We're going to take 3, and on the 4th, we'll find our forward fold. So go ahead right here. Next big inhale takes us out. Our exhale just circles those arms down around. 2 more, just like that. Inhale takes us out. Find that sweep. Exhale circles the arms. Last one before our forward fold. So this one goes all the way up and all the way back down. Nice inhale takes us up. Circle the arms down. And then this final one, we're going to find our forward fold. So go ahead, sweep it out. Take it up nice and long, and then our exhale folds us forward, bringing us down, fingertips towards the mat. Alrighty, fabulous. So we were working with that left leg forward and that right leg back. So I want you to bend those knees and step that right foot back so that we're in that lunge position. Toes are down, heel is up. From here, let's take it into that crescent. So sweep the arms up, sink into that left knee. Find that nice stretch here. Let's take it through that warrior 2. Turn the right heel down, open the arms up. Fabulous. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Peaceful. Exhale, cartwheels us all the way down. Left hand, right heel. One more time through that. Our inhale sweeps us up into crescent. From there, find your balance and then bring it over into warrior 2. Turn the right heel down, open the arms. Keep that bend in that left knee. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Our exhale cartwheels us all the way down. Left hand, right heel. From here, we've got that flow. So go ahead and step that left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. You can stay here. You can find child's pose, or we will find our flow twice through this time. Our exhale floats the shoulders out over the wrists. Toes or knees, high to low, chaturanga. Press the chest up dog, cobra, baby cobra. Turn the toes over, hips up and back. Down dog one more time if you're flowing with me here. Float the shoulders out over those wrists, high to low, chaturanga. Toes or knees. Inhale, presses the chest up. Exhale, turns the toes over, hips up and back. We're in that downward facing dog. Fabulous. All right, from here, let's bend those knees, step or hop it forward to meet those hands. We're going to find those lateral stretches up next, but first let's find that halfway lift. Nice flat back, long spine with our inhale. Exhale, folds it forward. Inhale takes us into that chair pose. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Excellent. Little hold here. Make sure you've got that nice long spine. Sit those hips down a little lower if you can. Adjust those shoulders if you can. Next inhale stands us up nice and tall. Exhale, circles the arms down and around. Got our lateral stretches. Inhale takes us out and up. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up over top. Nice stretch there. Inhale through center. Exhale, second side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, circles the arms down and around. 2 sweeping nice deep breaths. That third one finds our forward fold. Inhale takes us out and up. Exhale takes us down and around. Same thing one more time, all the way up, all the way down. Inhale takes us up. Exhale takes us down. On this third one, let's find that forward fold. Inhale takes us up. Exhale folds us forward. Fabulous. From here, we're going to step it back into that high plank and then almost immediately set those knees down into that hands and knees position. So take it back nice and long and then bring those knees down. And we're going to find just one more time through each. We're going to add a little warrior 3 from our half split after that pyramid. So just a little bit of a way to step it up a notch. Let's start with that child's pose to cobra. So just twice, same as before, sit those hips back towards the heels. And then press the hips forward, cobra, dog. And then one more time, we're pressing it back, hips towards the heels. And then forward, cobra, or up dog. Excellent, let's take it over to our downward facing dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back. Alrighty, we've got our half mountain climber to 3-legged dog. So let's take that right foot, sweep it up and back, 3-legged dog. 3 times here, same as before. Bend the left knee, bring it forward, elbow or knee between the elbows, and then press it up and back. Fabulous. I know this is a challenging move. You guys are awesome. You're doing it. Bring it out. Here's 2 of 3, and then press it up and back. One more time, take it out. Find that little extra pause. Pull the knee in a little closer if you can, and then press it up and back. This final time, we're finding that low lunge. So bend the knee, find that same range of motion, and then sweep it forward to plant that knee. Set the left foot down, or the left knee down with the top of the foot meet the mat. Inhale sweeps us up into that lunge. When you get there, that exhale brings us into our cactus. Open up through the chest, bend at those elbows. Inhale takes those arms up, and then our exhale folds us forward. Curl the left toe under, lift the left knee, spinal twist, leaves that left hand down, opens the right arm up. Excellent, go ahead and bring that right hand back down. We're bringing that up into our crescent. Inhale, sweeps the arms up, sinks into that right knee. Fabulous. From here, we've got that pyramid. So lengthen that right leg. If you need to, step it forward a little bit, and then hinge at those hips. That nice stretch. Now from here, like I said, we've got our half split still, and then we're going to transition into our warrior 3. You can always stay in that half split if your balance is a little off tonight. So go ahead and bring those fingertips forward, lift it into that nice stretch half split, and then bring that foot back out to even. When you're ready, you can lift those fingertips up off of the floor and find your balance. And then do what works for your hands. So you can bring them to heart center, you can extend them out long in front, or you can find those airplane arms to bring them around behind. We're here for another 2 nice deep breaths. Come out of it. Just go ahead and take a second, come back into it. One more nice deep breath. You've got this. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and set those left toes down. Bend that right knee. We're back in that crescent. We've practiced that a couple times. If that was a little challenging, that's okay. Let's take that transition, warrior 2 peaceful. Turn the left heel down, open the arms up. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel. One more time, just like that, bring it through crescent. Inhale, sweeps us up. Warrior 2, turns the left heel down, opens the arms. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. Cartwheel it down, right hand, left heel. From here, let's take to that down dog. We've got our low flow, or you can find down dog or child's pose. Twice through, same as before. Our exhale floats shoulders out over his wrists. If we're coming into that flow, toes or knees we lower. Inhale, presses chest up. Take it at your own pace. Turn the toes over, hips up and back. If you're finding it that second time, same exact thing. Float the shoulders out over the wrists. Toes or knees we lower. Press the chest up, inhale. And then let's all go ahead and meet in that downward facing dog. Fabulous. Let's take it to the front of the mat. Bend those knees, step or hop the feet forward to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, folds us forward. Chair pose next. Inhale, sweeps the arms up, sinks the hips back. Fabulous work, you guys. A little briefer this time than last. Go ahead and inhale, stand it up nice and tall. Let's go right into those lateral stretches. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up over top. Inhale through center. Second side, left hand down, right arm up. Inhale back to center. Exhale, circles the arms down and around. We've got those sweeping deep breaths. Go ahead, inhale, takes us up. Exhale, circles the arms. There's one of three. Here we go. Inhale takes us up. Exhale, circles the arms. On this third one, we've got our forward fold. Inhale takes us up. Exhale, folds us forward. Fabulous. When you get there, we're stepping it back into our plank and then dropping those knees to our hands and knees. So plant the hands, step it back nice and long, and then nice and easy, set those knees down. Final time through. You guys are doing awesome. Stick with me. And then we've got a little cool down to finish us off. Let's press those hips back, child's pose, and then forward into our cobra. One more time, just like hips back, child's pose, and then forward into cobra. We're taking it to our down dog. Turn the toes under, press the hips up and back. Our final time with that half mountain climber and our three-legged dog. Left leg to finish us out. So go ahead and take it up and back, three-legged dog. And then we've got those 3 times. Bend the right knee, bring that left knee out between those elbows, little pause, and then press it up. Same thing twice more. Left knee comes out between those elbows, little longer pause, and then press it up. On that final one, we've got that little baby lift. So go ahead and take that knee out. When you get there, see if you can bring the knee a little closer to the chest, and then press it up and back. Fabulous. This time we're taking it into that lunge. Sweep it forward, turn it over, plant that foot, let that right knee meet the mat, top of the right foot. Our inhale sweeps us up into that low lunge. Our exhale finds those cactus arms. Opening through the chest, nice big stretch. Inhale opens or lifts those arms back up nice and long. Exhale folds us forward. We've got that spinal twist next. Turn the right toes under. Lift that knee, keep that right hand down, open the left arm up, nice and long. Excellent, bring that left hand down. We're sweeping it up into our crescent lunge. This will bring us to that pyramid next. Fabulous, go ahead and lengthen that left leg. Step that back foot in if you need to. Fold it forward. That nice stretch for that left hamstring. Excellent, same as before. We're bringing it into our half split to our warrior 3. So bring those fingertips out in front, lift that right leg up a little bit, and then bring it out to even. When you're ready, finding your balance, lift those fingertips up off of the floor if you can. Try and bring the torso and the leg even. You've got those same options for the hands. We can find center, you can find long in front, you can find airplane behind. 2 more nice deep breaths. Any of those options are fabulous. Last one, nice deep breath, and then we're bringing it back into that crescent. Inhale, and our exhale, set those toes down, lift that torso up, find your balance, take that second. Fabulous work, you guys. Keep breathing. Warrior 2 to peaceful. Turn the right heel down, open the arms up. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Exhale, cartwheels us down. Left hand, right heel. Same thing one more time. Final time through here. Inhale, sweeps us up. Crescent. Warrior 2. Turn the right heel down, open the arms. Flip the front palm to peaceful. Cartwheel it down. Left hand, right heel. Let's step it back to that downward facing dog. Left goes back to meet the right. You can stay here, you can child's pose, or you can low flow. Final 2 times through. Here we go. Float the shoulders out of the wrists, lower. Cobra. And down dog. And then that final time, once again, as always, taking it at your own pace. Or maybe you're still in that down dog or that child's pose. That's also fabulous. Keeping this practice as your own this evening, not overextending. Nice. Let's go ahead and meet in that downward facing dog. And then go ahead and bend those knees. Step or hop the feet forward to meet the hands. Forward fold at the top of that mat. Final time here, we've got that halfway lift. Nice flat back, long spine. Exhale, folds us forward. Let's bring it into that chair pose. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Once again, nice long spine. Fabulous. Give me one more nice deep breath here. Big inhale. Exhale, can you sink a little deeper into it? Inhale stands us up tall. Lateral stretch, final time each direction. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up over top. Inhale brings us through center. Same thing, second side. Left hand down, right arm up. Inhale through center. Circle the arms down. We've got our 3 sweeping nice deep breaths. Inhale, circles it out and up. Exhale, brings the arms down. One more time, just like that, all the way up, all the way down. And then on our final time, we're going to find one final forward fold. So take it all the way up and then fold it forward. Excellent. We're going to find half pigeon to finish us out this evening on each side. So I want you to bend those knees and step that right foot back long. Keep that heel off of the floor. From here, you've got a couple options for your transition. You can take that left foot, you can walk it across the mat and then in towards the body and set the knee down, or you can transition through that down dog, three-legged dog, press it up, and then set the shin down right underneath the hips. Sink into those hips of the top of that right foot beneath the mat. A couple options for that upper body. We'll be here for a couple of moments, so you can stay right here if that's comfortable. You can bring it down to those elbows if that's comfortable, or you can let the forehead meet the top of those hands. Like I said, we'll be here for a couple of moments. So take a moment to feel this out and settle into what's comfortable for you. So if you need to adjust that left foot a little bit, if you need to adjust that right foot, if you'd like to increase your intensity, you can bend that right knee, point those right toes up towards the ceiling, maybe even reach around and grab with that right hand. If that's a little too intense and you prefer to just relax into this pose, keep it right down on that mat. We've got about 3 more nice deep breaths right here. Fabulous. One more nice deep breath wherever you are. Try and release any tense muscles that you've got going on right now. And after that last breath, if you found those elbows or you brought that head down, you got the head up, plant those palms. We're going to curl the right toe under, send those hips up and meet in down dog. The right toe curls under. As the hips go up, the left foot goes back to meet the right. You can take it up through three-legged if that feels good, and then set it down to the other. Nice and easy here. I want to tiptoe to the top of the mat. So just kind of keep those legs long, walk those feet forward as far as you can get them. When you need to, bend those knees and bring it back to that forward fold. Trying to stretch for a second through those hamstrings. Lots of hamstring stretching tonight. It's okay. I'm sure most of us could use it. Fabulous. Excellent. We'll just find one halfway lift here. Nice flat back, long spine. And then our exhale folds us forward. From here, we're just going to switch sides. So go ahead and step that left foot back nice and long. Keep the heel off the ground. Once again, you get those same couple of options for our transition. Walk that foot across the mat and then in towards the body and set it down. Or you can transition through that three-legged dog. Feel free to choose the option that works for you. And then when you get there, set that shin down underneath those hips. Sink into it. Same options for that upper body. You can bring it down to those elbows. You can bring the forehead down to the mat. If you'd like that intensified version of the stretch, you can bend that left knee and find that quad stretch, that extra hip flexor stretch. Same as before. If that's a little too intense or if you're just looking to release, just go ahead and release. We've got about 3 nice deep breaths here. Excellent. With this last deep breath, see if you can release any of those muscles that are a little bit over tense. Nice. When you're ready here, go ahead and bring it up to those palms if you have those elbows down. Curl the left toe under. As we send the hips up, the right foot goes back to meet the left. You can transition through three-legged dog if you'd like to. Right foot comes down to meet the left. We're in that downward facing dog. Go ahead and set those knees down nice and wide. Set the hips back towards the heels. We're in that child's pose. All right, fabulous. We're going to take about a minute here for just a final relaxation, just a final couple of moments. You're welcome to stay in this child's pose. You're also welcome to transition to a pose that may be more comfortable, especially if child's pose isn't super comfortable for you. So I want to invite you to feel free to flip it over onto your back. Maybe find the legs up the wall. Maybe you just extend the legs and go out long onto your stomach. Maybe you sit up nice and tall. Whatever is going to work for you. We've got about a minute in that pose. So make that transition and then try and find a little bit of extra release and relax into that final pose, that final posture. And I think a lot of times Shavasana is meant to look like, you know, your legs long on the mat and and a total relaxation. But as usual, if there's something that's going to feel a little bit better for you, I don't want you to be afraid to do that. That's the fabulous thing of being at home. You can make those adjustments. When you get to that pose, take a couple of nice deep breaths and take that scan of the body. Notice where those places are that maybe you could make that adjustment. For me, when I'm on my back, sometimes it helps to have my knees bent and my feet planted. Maybe I put my knees together in that position. Uh, Maybe it feels good to pull the knees in towards the chest. Wherever's going to work for you, find that extra little bit of relaxation. And I just want to bring your attention back to those couple of questions that I led today's practice with, bringing your focus back into that joyfulness that hopefully comes with the season. If it doesn't naturally come with the season, like I said, sometimes it just helps to search out those small moments and to revel in the fact that they do occur every day in some kind of little form or function. And if you start to notice those small moments, I think it helps that joyfulness overall too. When was the last time, or when will the next time be that you feel true joy, or you feel joy? When will you find yourself just smiling because something made you joyful or made you happy? When will you find that really genuine laugh about something? And as a final note, how can you consider bringing joy to someone else's life this week? Taking 2 more nice deep breaths wherever you are, and then we'll start to transition to that seated position. Excellent. If you're on your back, feel free to pull those knees in towards the chest, roll towards your favorite side, and press up. If you're in that child's pose, feel free to knock those hips to one side and bring it on over to seated, or maybe bring it to those knees if that feels right. We'll just finish off with our 2 nice deep breaths this evening. Yeah. All right. With that next inhale, let's go ahead and lead with those arms. Sweep those arms out and up as we inhale. Our exhale circles us all the way down and around. On this last one, those palms are going to meet overhead. Give me that big inhale, take it out and up. Palms meet right up overhead, and our exhale pulls the hands down to heart center. All right. Thank you for bringing a little bit of joy into my Monday evening. I hope I was able to bring a little bit into yours. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weeks, and I'll see you guys next time. The light in me honors the light in you, bowing as we say, namaste.